Indian official threatens to interfere in U.S. election to stop Sanders. The statement came in a response to a tweet from Sanders, who condemned President Donald Trump for failing to speak out against anti-Muslim mob violence that rocked India's capital earlier this week.
Here's a summary of the article.
The National General Secretary of India's ruling right-wing BJP party warned Wednesday that Democratic frontrunner Bernie Sanders was compelling India to interfere in the U.S. presidential election against him. "How much ever neutral we wish to be, you compel us to play a role in presidential elections," Secretary B.L. Santhosh said in a since-deleted tweet, adding, "Sorry to say so, but you are compelling us." The statement came in a response to a tweet from Sanders, who condemned President Donald Trump for failing to speak out against anti-Muslim mob violence that rocked India's capital earlier this week while Trump was visiting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Over 200 million Muslims call India home. Widespread anti-Muslim mob violence has killed at least 27 and injured many more. Trump responds by saying, "That's up to India. This is a failure of leadership on human rights," Sanders said. In recent months, India has seen sustained mass protests against a new citizenship law championed by Modi and his Hindu nationalist BJP party that rights groups fear is designed to marginalize India's Muslim minority. In New Delhi on Monday, armed Hindu mobs attacked protesters, torched mosques, and terrorized Muslim communities in the worst sectarian violence India has seen in decades. After winning the popular vote in the first three primary contests, Sanders has emerged as the front-runner for the Democratic nomination heading into the pivotal Super Tuesday contests on March 3, when 14 states will hold polls.
This post received a score of 36,582, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Makes it look like almost anyone can interfere with our elections. Thinking of having a go at it myself. Just to earn a little on the side, you know.
I found a tutorial about how to do it from 2003 and it's a bit old, but it still works.
Unfortunately, Florida has phased out butterfly ballots, so you'll have to consider a different vector.
Luckily, the voting machines themselves are horrifically unsafe still. An audit found one group had accessible USB ports and the OS had loaded USB drivers, so that's bad.
An audit found one group had accessible USB ports and the OS had loaded USB drivers, so that's bad. Shut the fuck up. Face vomiting.
Ivanka Trump bought the rights to multiple things, including voting machines.
Truly, this is hell world.
Ha ha ha. Get in line, Indian official. I'd be shocked if the holes in our elections security aren't already crammed so full of exploits that they're impenetrable to any newcomers. Edit, just to clarify, I'm not endorsing the claims being made about anyone interfering on Bernie Sanders' behalf. The whole thing smells of bullshit to me. In fact, I was just commenting on the state of U.S. elections as a whole at this point in time.
Well, look on the bright side. If 5 countries try to tip the scales in one direction, and 5 countries try to tip the scales in the other direction, it all balances out in the end, right?
Somehow the planet Neptune gets voted in. The moon accepts your ridiculous proposal.
Which moon?
That's no moon.
MOON, that spells electoral interference.
Baby, do you dig your man?
Hey Trash, how come you burnt down the polling place? Why didn't you burn down the school?
Dubstep music starts playing. Matrix wallpaper appears. A window opens its notepad. This is HOQW backspace. This is how you backspace. This is how you interfere backspace. This is how you interfere in US elections.
Me tries to find other video about interfering in elections for 15 minutes before giving up and returning to this video.
Isn't it funny that the world can openly threaten to interfere another government's election? And #X2OOB, I just love the smell of democracy.
Trump has made American that weak and vulnerable.
Not just Trump, but every Senate Republican, and every conservative Supreme Court justice. It's a group effort. None of them could do it alone.
Money.
I recall President Obama giving a State of the Union speech and condemning the Supreme Court for the ruling that would allow foreign dark money to flow anonymously into U.S. elections. Supreme Court Justice Alito famously mouthed the phrase, "That's not true," for all to see. It is 100% true, and India, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Israel, or any other country can influence U.S. elections by pouring money into them to further their own interests.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.